Hello, everyone, and welcome to The Rundown, where we talk about 2A news and conservative views. I will be your host today, Craig DeLuz, coming at you from the West Coast, the left coast, behind the Iron Curtain, otherwise known as the Sierras. But as we all know, I do not do this program by myself.
No, my name is Mike Piwowarski. I come to you from the East Coast. That's the coast with the most, from the co-host with the most here on The Rundown. As Craig said, 2A views, conservative news. How's your day going, sir?
My day is going phenomenally, sir. I am having a wonderful, wonderful time. How about yourself?
Not too bad. You're doing a little bit of prep for the fake hurricane, but other than that, all's going well.
Excellent, excellent. So, are we still enjoying our Taco Tuesday today?
It's not just Taco Tuesday, Craig. It's Hurricane Taco Tuesday.
It's raining tacos from out of the sky. Tacos, no need to ask why. Just open your mouth and close your eyes. It's raining tacos. It's raining tacos out in the street. Tacos, all you can eat. Lettuce and shells, cheese and meat. It's raining tacos. Yum, 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 yummity yum. It's like a dream.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It is raining tacos. You know, Mike, I have to be honest. I almost forgot to upload because I redid the kind of the studio thingy, the online visuals and all that.
Gotcha.
And I totally and
Right,
utterly
right.
had forgotten to upload the Taco Tuesday video.
Well, I'm glad you came to your senses.
Yes. It was phenomenal. Yes, actually, because today has actually been a very good Taco Tuesday for lunch. We had some steak yesterday, so I had steak tacos for lunch today.
Very nice. Very nice. Yep. I'm sure I will make some tacos later this evening. You know, there's always taco fixings to be had. So it's still early. Lunch today was skipped because of work, but other than that, probably some tacos this evening.
Excelente. All right, before we get started, why don't we go ahead and give a quick shout out to our sponsors?
We shall. Let's say hello to our good friends at Hitman Industries. That's hitmanindustries.net, hitmanindustries.net. You got yourself an AR in the past 5 years. You probably already have one of their barrels and don't even know it, but now you can buy direct from them and get your own barrel for your own build or replace the one in your rifle now. hitmanindustries.net. Let's say hello to our good friends at the California Republican Assembly, fighting the good fight behind the enemy lines. So make sure you reach out to them and help any way you can. And then, of course, if you want the best around in combat gear and tactical gear, go to uscombatgear.com.
That's right, folks. These are the people who bring us to you in hopes that we will bring you to them. So go to the links in the description to this program. Check them out. If you like what you see, spend some money with them, donate some money with them, connect with them, and make sure you tell them that it was the guys over at The Rundown that sent you. Also, if you haven't already done so, and I'm pretty sure you have because you're still watching, make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the program. We know that the algorithms are doing everything that they can to keep you from being able to find us. So the best way to do it is to get yourself plugged in and encourage your friends to do the same. Remember, you can watch us or listen to us. Wherever you get your podcast, wherever you watch your video podcast, you can find The Rundown. Just look for The Rundown, 2A News, and conservative views, and our pretty faces should be smiling right back at you. But if you haven't done it, do it now.
Do it now.
Now. Okay, let's get into today's stories. When people say there's no such thing as a free lunch, they really do mean it. Now, it may be free to some people, but in the end, someone winds up footing the bill. And needless to say, when it comes to the ideas of one Mr. Joe Baraketakefker Biden, we're the ones that usually wind up holding the bill, right? And now that it's already been signed as executive order, and now they're figuring out exactly what it's going to cost, the Congressional Budget Office, which basically, now mind you, they take the numbers given to them by by whoever's by the folks introducing it, and then by in this case the administration, and then they spit out a number as to what it's going to cost. Well, guess what, folks? Student loan forgiveness is going to cost $400 billion. That's right, almost a half a trillion. Almost a half a trillion dollars is what it's going to cost to forgive up to $10,000. I think up to $10,000 for some, $20,000 for others. Now, Mike, I'm assuming that this money is just going to come out of nowhere, right?
Out of the trees, baby. Out of the Biden behind the White House money tree is where it's going to come from. Craig, this is $400 billion of bought votes. That's all this is. That's all this is them trying to win the votes right before the midterms. Craig, look at what he did. Look at the amount of work that went into this. This could have been done in the first 30 days he was in office and kept his campaign promise, right? No, had to wait until 60, 90 days out from the midterms till things started to heat up to make this announcement to give away $400 billion of your tax money. This is not coming from anywhere else, folks. It's coming from you. Those that have nothing to do with student loans, those that paid off their student loans, those that are never going to have a student loan, you're the ones paying for this.
Yeah, and Mike, what's funny about it is, well, there's nothing really funny about it because we're all going to be paying it. In the end, even the people who wound up, who are getting the loan forgiveness, what did they estimate? It's something like $2,400 per person is going to wind up repaying this. $2,400 per person. So you're getting $10,000 forgiven, and you're still going to wind up paying $2,400. The problem is that you're making the rest of us pay it right along with you. You're forcing your bill on the rest of us. And there's something just seems drastically unfair. And oh, by the way, these are the very folks, quite frankly, that are really the only folks that are considered to be quote unquote Biden loyalists or Democrat loyalists. And that is college educated, college educated folks, in particular, college educated Caucasians.
Yep. Listen, folks, it all adds up. We're already at what the estimate is because of the inflation rate, right? We're at $500 a month per person. So $6,000 a year per person. So let's make that a family of three is 18,000. And what'd you say, Craig? 2,400 per person?
2,400. Yep.
So add another 7,200 to that. So you're at, 25 too, extra $25,200 a year under the Biden administration. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
for a family of three.
It is idiotic. It is beyond idiotic what they're doing, and unfortunately, we're stuck with it. Now, the challenge is going to be what the legal challenges are. I'm real interested to see exactly how those legal challenges start to shape up as they start to quote unquote forgive this student loan debt. Because once again, they're just hoisting the cost on taxpayers.
Yeah, there's no forgive. It's not like, oh well. These banks, they're just we're just gonna wipe it clean because Biden said to. The feds are writing them a check, folks, right. And it's your money that they're sending them.
Yes, it is. In case you were wondering, most definitely it is.
Yep.
All right, let's move on to the next story. The next story in the line has to do with the January 6th committee. Now, I realize that the folks there in Florida are preparing for the hurricane, which I don't understand. It's only a Category 3. But anyway, having said that, for some reason in Washington, D.C., they have decided to postpone the January 6th committee hearing because of Hurricane Ian that is bearing down there on Florida. Now, I don't know. Last I checked, the hearing was supposed to be held in Washington, D.C., not in Florida. I'm trying to figure out, Mike, exactly why they felt the need. It's like, so we're going to shut everything down because there is a Category 3 hurricane approaching the United States or approaching Florida?
Well, they're worried about ratings, Craig. They want to get the enough ratings for their to justify this big production, this big show they put on all season long. They've got all the potential witnesses and accused down here in Florida, so they want to make sure that they have the opportunity to watch this congressional TV show that they've been hosting here. It's a their own very own reality show involving Donald Trump. It's like their own version of Apprentice,
Right. Well, and if you think about it, Florida is still considered a swing state. And their whole goal, quite frankly, this is all, by the way, political theater. This is not going to result in anything substantive in terms of criminal convictions at all. I mean, in fact, most of the people, overwhelmingly, the people who have been indicted for anything all has to do with misrepresenting or lying about something during the investigation, which, by the way, they didn't really lie. They put them in a box for several hours and asked them the same question multiple times, and they said a different word one time, so therefore they're charged with lying to the FBI. That's the sort of stuff that the only real convictions you're finding in this whole thing. But yeah, I'm like, you're saying we can't chew gum and stand in the rain at the same time?
Evidently not. Listen, there's really no other reason for it. It's not like key witnesses can't be there because of the storm or anything. This is done. This is just them making their their findings and publishing them. Oh, by the way, which is going to be how they won no matter what. Look what we did. We exposed these evil people. That's going to be the story no matter what. Again, trying to influence the election.
Wow. Yeah, and that's, by the way, exactly what this is. And I'm really sincerely hoping that when Republicans take over both houses of Congress, that this process, by the way, is also investigated, because that's all this is. I still don't understand how you can have, like in the case, they called it the bombshell testimony of White House insider, right? You have an assistant who testified on what she heard someone else say, but you don't have the person who actually supposedly said it. And oh, by the way, was present, was there when something happened. You don't have them testify. Funny how that works.
Yeah, and I believe that's called hearsay testimony and not admissible in any court in the land. So
right.
Just
well,
ridiculous.
as they've continued to say, well, this is not a court. No, it is not. It is a kangaroo court. It's what it is.
Well, this is kabuki theater. That's what we used to call it.
Theater.
Kabuki
there you
theater.
go. That's exactly what it is. It's kabuki theater. Hey. All right. Now, yesterday, Mike, we were talking about, was it yesterday or the day before? Stacey Abrams recently decided that she was going to deny the fact that what you hear on an ultrasound was a baby's heartbeat. She's basically saying that was something that's been manufactured. It's not really a heartbeat. And in order to prop up her claim, Mike, the folks over at Planned Parenthood, they decided that they were going to redefine what a heartbeat is. In other words, they did this, Mike, to back her claim, right? Or either that, or she was stating something she got from Planned Parenthood, one of the two. But in essence, what they're saying now is, well, it's actually the beginning of a cardiac event. So it's not really, it's a cardiac event. It's not really a heartbeat. Now, Mike, I'm not a doctor, and I don't proclaim to be a doctor, but I also know that Planned Parenthood has nothing to do with women's health care either. So I don't proclaim them to have any expertise, but it was interesting in this story in Fox where you basically had a pediatrician deny to them, or just ripped them a new one about how, it is a heartbeat. It's a small heartbeat, but it is a heartbeat nonetheless. And what the ultrasound does is it magnifies that heartbeat so it can be heard.
Yeah, Craig, listen, I'm not a doctor either, but I am a licensed physician in the Philippines. A licensed physician's assistant in the Philippines. So I've got that going for me. Craig, she says, Planned Parenthood said that it's the sound of fetal heart development. It's still forming. That's the sound of the heart forming and growing. Like, what? Oh, you mean it's the heart beating? It's a tiny little heart, and it's beating, and it's continuing to grow into a full-size baby's heart. That's no. It's the sounds of a fetal heart growing. Oh yeah, it just happens to be at 120 beats per minute as well. It's not construction noise. It's the sound of a heartbeat about 120 beats per minute. It's to watch the hypocrisy coming out of Planned Parenthood, to watch their partisanship coming out of there, just further emphasizes the need to defund this ridiculous organization.
Well, most definitely, because let's just be real. Their number one purpose is to kill babies. I'm
Right.
sorry, you people may not like to hear me say that. I'm assuming if you're watching this program, you probably agree with me. Some of you may not, but let's be real. That's the fundamental goal of what it is that they do there, is kill babies.
Well, and they've been brainwashing folks for years and years. Been 50 years now. They've been brainwashing folks, and it's Craig. It's not killing a baby according to them. According to them, it's a form of birth control. That's all it is.
Yeah. So we had a comment here going back to the student loan conversation. We have a guy here, Bob King, who basically said, "Look, what's he going to do? I mean, what's he going to do about it? She's going to take the money. It'd be stupid not to take the money." I don't disagree with you. Ultimately, you're going to wind up having to pay it back. So if you're going to get the student loan forgiveness, get the student loan forgiveness, because they're going to just spend the money on something else anyway. But the point is that this is not a policy. This is not something that should be put out there. And I think my issue is with the people who are asking to have their student loans paid off, because there are a lot of people out there who, quite frankly, I went to college and I paid off my student loans, but I didn't go to graduate school because I didn't want to amass a bunch of student loan debt. I didn't want to get into a bunch of debt, so I didn't go to graduate school. I don't get anything out of this except to pay for those who did go to graduate school. And I'm sorry, but if you didn't earn enough, if you didn't get a degree in something that was going to allow you to do it, to be able to pay it back, then you shouldn't. But anyway, I hear what you're saying, Bob.
Well, Craig, I would tend to disagree there. I would say you do have an option. Don't take it. Don't apply for it. You say you might be you're stupid if you don't. Well, if you take it, you're part of the problem, not part of the solution.
Yeah, but the problem is the money is going to be spent anyway.
Well, sure,
you see what I'm saying? The money is going to be spent.
Sure, but you know what? But don't take advantage of it then. You don't have to. Listen, when all the COVID checks came out and everything else, I didn't take any. You know what? Just didn't take the checks. So, because I'm a check guy, you can't deposit into my account. That's the way my bank rules are. So it's just I refuse to be part of that problem. I'm not going to sleep with that.
Well, regardless, you get to be part of the solution, which is having your tax dollars used to pay it back.
There you go. Yep.
Anyway, moving right along. Oh, yeah, that's right. We're still back on fetal heartbeat. Yep. Yeah. Once again, their goal, their job is to kill babies. And that's really what it is. They were founded by a woman whose number one goal, quite frankly, was to get rid of undesirable people. And that included, by the way, people of color. And she spoke to Nazis. She spoke to communists. Yep. Whoever she could talk to encourage them to help fund her population control effort is really what it was. And in particular, controlling the populations of undesirable peoples.
That's what she did.
You can guess who those undesirable peoples were.
Right. Yep.
All right.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah.
All right, we're going to move on. California, let's talk about undesirable people. Here's the thing. I don't care. When I say undesirable people in this particular context, let me just put it to you this way. I don't care what your race is. I don't care what your religion is. There's a legal way to enter the country. If you do not enter the country legally, you are not it is not desirable for you to be here. Period. Right? Follow the legal process. That's anyway, that's what I'm gonna say about that. But anyway, that having been said, California, we offer another benefit for those who have entered the country illegally, and that is the ability to get an ID. That's right. We are now making it in the state of California. By the way, in California, you already could get a what was it? You already could get a driver's license, right? If you were in the country illegally. That was already something that was a given, something that you could get, no big deal. But now in the state of California, Mike, you can now get an ID, an official state ID. So even if you don't want to take a chance and you don't want to drive in the country, once again, illegally, you now can get yourself a good old-fashioned ID. That was according to Fox News there in the Bay Area, Fox 26. Once again, California becomes the first state to allow undocumented immigrants, illegal immigrants, people who are here illegally, to be able to get an ID. Wow. Just, wow. I got...
Yeah, and Greg, it's to hear their reasoning is just, I don't know what's going on there. I really don't know what's going on in that state of yours. They said, well, because we're going to allow them to get a basic ID. Now, remember, again, like Craig said, they could get a driver's license. So you can walk right in and get yourself a driver's license there. Oh, and by the way, with that driver's license comes a whole host of other benefits as well that the state provides once you have that driver's license, including the right to vote, by the way. But now you can get a state ID because they've said, well, we don't want to discriminate against people that don't have cars. That would be wrong to discriminate against people without cars, these illegal aliens without cars. So we want to make sure that the illegal aliens without cars have the same opportunities as the illegal aliens that have cars. So, they're trying to be fair to all illegal aliens.
It is crazy because they're like, well, if you don't have an ID, it makes it difficult for you to get housing or employment or social services or a job. And I'm like, yeah, that's because if you're here illegally, you're not supposed to get any of those things.
That's right.
Those things go
but
to
in
people
California,
who are here
you
legally.
can get it. You can get it. Yep, you sure can. It's all for you, all for your taking in California. Come to California and win the lottery. There you go. Everybody gets free
it's
stuff.
like saying, well, we need to give people keys to your house because otherwise, keys to your house is how you get into your house.
Yep.
But yeah, I don't give people who don't live here keys to my house because I don't want them in my house without my permission.
Yeah, I'm thinking about, Craig. I'm thinking about going to Mexico, losing my my American U.S. citizenship identification, and then smuggling myself across the border and getting benefits in California as Miguel Paworskes.
Well, if you do that, Mike, you might actually wind up getting a free trip to Martha's Vineyard.
It's very true. It's very true. It's it is the
it's not unprecedented.
It is the land of promise. Yeah, it's the land of promise where they promise to send you away inside 24 hours.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right. Well, let's move on to today's parting shots. This first one is kind of in line with what we were just talking about. That free trip to Martha's Vineyard. You want to read that one for the folks?
All gave none, none gave all. Martha's Vineyard, never forget. So, yep. All they did was passed the hat around to get enough money to put these people on a bus and send them up to the closest military base. Goodbye. See you later. I know we're a sanctuary state, but not in my backyard.
Pretty much. That's pretty much how it all went down. Now, this next one, Mike, I'll let you read this one. I found this one to be very, very interesting. It says, I'll just read the beginning. Man refuses to give up bus seat for pregnant woman, says pregnancy is her choice.
He said, it's not my fault she decided to have a baby when she can't afford a car. He argues men are paying the same fare as women and deserve to sit down after a long day at work. So he's making a decent political statement, I would say. He's poking fun at all the wokeness and the entitlements and it's I can see his point. Although I'm pretty sure I'd give my seat up for a pregnant woman, but maybe I'll wear a sign that says I'm protesting standing up.
Well, I'm like this. Just because the leftists are stupid doesn't mean that chivalry is dead. I still believe you give up your seat to, I'll give up a seat to a senior citizen or to a female, just because that's what you're supposed to do. And they can get mad at me, or society can get mad at me, but I'd much rather them be mad at me than my mother be mad at me.
Well, and that's just it. And the problem is that the ways of chivalry are now offensive to many. If I am polite and respectful, and it's based on race or sex, then I'm just being a pompous white guy who feels better than a woman.
Good stuff, Mikey. Good stuff. All right, this next one. This one you sent to me, and I love this one. So this is the world's smallest 3D print in the world, and they have it next to a human hair. And then they have a zoom. They zoom in on the smallest 3D print, and it's zoom in on one brick, and it says, "Chance of me registering a pistol brace."
That's it, right there. That tiny little spot.
Yeah, and by the way, these last two are because we didn't have a gun story, but this last one I think is a very appropriate around, in particular, if you are a father of a daughter, you can resemble this remark. This is the Dad of the Year photo. You wanna describe this one for the people who are just listening?
It's a dad standing there in jeans. He is not wearing a shirt, but he kind of has a bra on, and he's holding his it looks like his everyday carry pistol, and it says his teenage daughter got a text from a boy saying, "Send me a bra pic," and that was the dad's response. He's nice. Dad of the Year.
Nice.
You can see the rifle in the background as well.
Okay. See, I know those of you who were listening, waiting for the gun stories, you were waiting. And now, was it worth the wait? I think it was.
There you go. Just a little gun bonus for you at the end there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Mike, you want to give a quick shout out to our sponsors?
I do. I want to say hello to our good friends at Hitman Industries. That's hitmanindustries.net. Hitmanindustries.net. Odds are, if you have yourself an AR, you probably already have one of their barrels. But now you can buy direct from them, get you a new barrel for your next build, or replace the barrel you have in your current rifle. Say hello to our good friends at the California Republican Assembly, fighting the good fight out there behind the enemy lines. So say hello to them with maybe a little dollar bill, y'all. And then, of course, if you want to buy some awesome tactical gear, some good tactical gear by the guys that have been there, go to uscombatgear.com. And then, Craig, before we leave, I want to say, don't forget, coming up this weekend, whether you watch online or go in person to Dallas, it's the Second Amendment Foundation's Gun Rights Policy Conference. And I think we know a couple of dudes that are going to be there, sir.
Yes, as a matter of fact, we do. I know this guy is going to be there. We'll be having a good time.
This guy just had the airports closed, and he can't get there now because of the hurricane.
I know. Poor Mikey.
Yep. I was thinking about driving, but I'm too angry at the airport. I'm going to go down there and throw trash in their yard or something like that. I don't know.
Well, if you do, it's probably just going to blow away.
Oh, well, listen, I'm from Florida. I know it is. I throw it downwind. That way it blows on there. Yeah.
Good stuff. Good stuff. But yeah, I will be doing some interviews and broadcasting for the Firearms Policy Coalition. So check them out. And who knows? Maybe I'll simulcast it on our channel as well. So
there you
y'all will get a chance to partake. But in any case, thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. Thank you so much for liking and sharing and encouraging your friends to do the same. We will be back mañana on Hump Day.
Hump Day.